Alright, so I'm going to try something a little different. I played a game with Zephyr earlier today, and I wanted to do something of a replay review. A couple things that
It's your turn to bag.
we did correctly, some things that we did wrong, and just go over them real quick. Maybe not real quick, I don't know how long this is going to be.
Prepare for battle.
Alright,
The battle begins.
so we try to steal the bounty room. Unsuccessful. I'm going to watch it at 1.5 speed. So we're going to remember this later, alright? So, lane phase. So Pudge is on the team. He hasn't shown yet. I have dire vision. So I'm weaker, but I get away quickly because you're supposed to take Sakuchi first level every time. Now here's an example of where, in this situation, paying attention to where your support is. Okay. So here's where my support is right now. Not sure what Zephyr's doing, but he's late to the lane, so I'll tell Zephyr, hey, what are you doing being so late to the lane? You didn't ward or anything, so you're not supposed to be over there. So your support is supposed to be scouting for stuff like that. Now, I wasn't paying attention. You see how he peeked out in fog right there? I need to be seeing that. I don't know what I'm looking at. So we can see what I'm looking at here. Yeah, I'm not paying attention. Yep. It just flashed on the minimap. I'll show you when it happens. Yeah, I'm looking at the scoreboard for some reason. See that? I have to see that. He's not showing, but his blue arrow is. See Pudge's blue? These are the kind of things. So this concept called map awareness, right? So when people say map awareness, is this very generic term that means a ton of things. You can't just be like, hey, you need more map awareness. I mean, that can mean like a dozen to 100 things. But this is one example of map awareness where Pudge does show on the map. You can't actually see him in the fog, but his little blue icon is on the mini map, right? So you look around, you can actually see Phoenix. You can see like here the safe lane hero, Slark. Okay, he's right there. He's right there. So I can't actually click on Pudge right now. He peeked. So that's something I needed to be aware of. I didn't need to be looking at my scoreboard right now. And so if Axe is here, if Axe is on top of the Pudge and he takes call first, and I'm a hero like, I don't know, Drow or something, I might die here. Or if they have like Shadow Shaman, I take a lot of damage, okay? But I can get away with it because I'm playing as Weaver, so I can just run away. But like taking that much damage and then him just running me off the creeps because my support isn't there to back me up is what sets up me about to die here. So the other thing, I don't need to be here. I'm getting greedy because I want to get in on this kill, but I don't need to do that. My support's got it. He got rewarded the first blood, and I get rewarded with a death. Okay, so now Axe he's almost level 2. Okay, I'm not even close. And so those are little things that we need to be better about. Not being so greedy, paying more attention, like in the opening moments of the map, that can change the outcome of a game. So here's Pudge again. So we see him again, and then Zephyr gets hooked. So we have to be conscious that we're in a Pudge lane. So here's where I'm positioned myself intentionally vertical on the creeps. So he needs to be above this tower. He needs to be cutting this way. Of course they're going to kill him because hunger is just going to burn him. So I actually, starting items, I know I looked at him real quick. Headdress is usually what I go as well. I would have a couple sentries to block camps. So I think Zephyr's going to purchase some things after dying there to shore that up. I actually take Blightstone because I intend on using Germinate to harass, because Weaver has range, but not enough. He's not like Luna, where he's has short alligator arms. But Weaver has enough, and I missed that last hit, so that's going to happen. To where I can harass the axe, especially with the lower armor, because he has high armor, right? So give -2 armor to where he has just 2 armor to actually do some damage. So Zephyr places his wards here because he thinks Pudge can hook him because of wards, but it wasn't about vision, it was about anticipation. Because we're in the lane here. They can see us because we're in the lane, we're in the creeps. So the Pudge, just being regular old Pudge, sees him walking backwards and throws out a naked hook to catch him, okay? But it's good that when he came back to the lane, he immediately wards. I actually like this ward position, especially when we aren't contesting creep. So being aware of what this is, they want to be aggressive and in our face. They don't really want to pull and like bring us down here. They want to be in our face. They want to dive towers. They want to come after us. So recognizing that and putting your ward here are less likely to be dewarded, because if we pull, that's actually something that they want. They want the creeps to be up here. So yeah, being aware of where the Pudge is. And let me show you this. Can I do this? Yes, that's great. Look at that vision. We know exactly where he is, and see how he Dazzle moves away in anticipation of this hook, because we can see the Pudge now. So that's good map awareness. All right, that's good awareness. Now he gets me, but of course I can run away. So I can be a little bit, I guess, lazier, because he's less of a threat to me. And here's an example of, because I died earlier and I was behind in levels, I don't have that extra level of Sakuchi yet to where we could have capitalized on that kill. So what am I doing? Oh, I know what happened. I have to disconnect because I'm having lag spikes. So I'm in my position to disconnect because I have to reset my router. So I have to remember to be on the correct Wi-Fi because I moved downstairs before starting the game. So I end up leaving, but we can still watch Zephyr to see what he does. So he loses his carry for a second. He pulls, which is the correct move to do in this situation. See that the creeps are way up there. Got to make all your last hits as a support, because normally this is like the opportunity that you have to CS, okay? Usually this pull camp, so you got to make sure you hit those last hits. He gets one, misses the other. And these are things that add up, okay? I'm not saying, oh, he's bad support because he missed. Notice how he got closer because he missed the previous one, and he wanted to make sure that the travel distance of his ranged attack got closer. Like those sorts of things. I mean, he still missed, but at least he tried to change up. You know, none of us are perfect at last hitting, but you got to make sure you make those, especially if they free on their tower. So normally, you'll hit the creep once, like the creep that's the tower's hitting. You will hit it once, and then on the last tower hit, like there, you would get it. So he got it there. Yeah. So a little late there, and then you do work on your denies. So now that he has this ward here, he can play. Knows he can play a little bit more aggressively because he knows. But notice Pudge isn't in this space; he's over here. So he really wants this kill. Zephyr does tend to, as we know, tend to get one-track mind, very tunnel vision. So something that you need to be aware of here, Zeph, is being aware of, where are we? Being aware of your poison touch, how much. Now they did buff how long it lasts, but you go in a little too much. So you see this counting out. You know, you can't see Axe off the screen, but mentally you have to know that it's only going to, the duration is 6 seconds. All right, so you have to have a mental clock of 6 seconds, which see, now it refreshes, right? So now you need to be turning around and hitting him to get him off of you, or you need to just get away. So, but your tunnel vision is you want to kill the Axe, but you're not going to be able, as we look at these replay bugs, you want to kill the axe, but you're not going to be able to do that by yourself because you're a support hero, and they're big strength tanky heroes. All right, so I'm back now. I'm actually coming back, and I'm trying to track him because I know he's low, so I'm trying to stay out of his vision. I'm not sure if I'm successful or not. So he doesn't see me. Oh, he saw me there. Okay, because he was going up the stairs. Because that's what my idea. I was trying to see how they back up. They know I'm coming. Yeah. It is what it is. Missed opportunity. Because I had to disconnect and create my Wi-Fi. So here, we should already be pulling. So he dies. Does he TP back in? Okay. So you need to make this pull. There's the timing right there. So you can still stack this because there's a ranged creep. So you stack that, pull it this way, and so that you're not waiting for an extra creep wave. Because an extra creep wave, like look at all those creeps. He's level 4. You're level 4. I'm currently level 3. He's going to get level 5 soon. Now I'm behind schedule because I left, but this is stuff that you can work on during lane phase that you can apply to other games too, not just this one. So I'm waiting on the creep wave here. Like all that time that I'm just sitting there waiting when you TP'd up, you could have pulled immediately. And so we're waiting another like 30 seconds roughly. Yeah, every 30 seconds the creep wave spawns. And so that's something else about map awareness, just being aware of where the clock is, even when you're pulling, right? So looking at your stacks for support when you're pulling, or your bounty runes, or your wisdom runes, like just being aware of where the clock is and where you should be positioned is part of map awareness, and it changes depending upon what your position is. Now right now I'm the carry and he didn't pull, and Zephyr didn't pull, so I did, and I was trying to do a double pull, but I got too greedy. What happened was that I killed one creep, and I was trying to kill the second one, get that last hit, and trying to pull this, but you have to commit to the double pull and just sacrifice the second creep. So another example of being aware of what your hero is capable of. You're still a support, so yes, you want to poison touch and you want to stand and fight, but these are tanky strength heroes. If you're against Rasta, so Shadow Shaman, Lion, who would turn around and stun you and then run away, but then you would get like what's the name of that item? You would get like Wind Lance, so you can still chase him down with your boots and speed, because I think Zephyr does have boots by now. Yeah, I don't have boots because I'm Weavers, because I move max speed with Shikuchi, so I'm prioritizing getting damage items up because that's what I want to do. So like softer targets, Jakiro, Keeper of Light, those are people that you would walk down with Poison Touch Zephyr. You wouldn't do this against Pudge because he's going to beat you up, which is what happens. Let's see if I can get this straight. Okay. Yeah, they want to fight. Okay. So when BSJ talks about recognizing if you're in a kill lane, like they're in a kill lane, we're squishy. They're not. So we have to take pokes. That's what I was talking about earlier when I wanted to take my Blightstone and I wanted to get Germinate, and that's why I didn't take 2 levels of Sakuchi, which is debatable. Maybe I should have taken another Sakuchi so it cools down faster and I can chase easier. But I figured, like I said earlier, that they want to be in our face. This is where they want to play with the creeps close to the tower, that sort of thing. So I wanted to be able to wear them down so they wouldn't be tempted to chase past the tower, which they're going to do later. And so I think I do get the kill on him. You're like, no, that's right, I don't have the extra level Sakuchi, which I was talking about, and this is when I'm checking hero levels, and Axe is 5 and I'm level 3. Now granted, some of that, we fed, right? Axe is on the killing spree right now. So on the normal circumstances, be a lost lane. And so here, Zephyr's excellent ward, I'm able to see the Pudge, and I can juke him while eating the Tango.
Axe will kill you last.
And so when Zephyr comes back, he goes to chase the Pudge. Now, here's an instance where I do approve of what he does by chasing the Pudge. If he knows that Pudge has already thrown a hook, then he knows it's going on cooldown. So now you mentally have to be like, alright, Pudge just threw a hook. It's on cooldown, so it's safe to chase, alright? Right about now is when he starts running at you. That's another thing BSJ says. When people start running at you, that's when you need to back up, because that's when they actually want to kill. They have backup, all that kind of stuff. So, what am I doing? How did I get caught in this call? I think I'm watching Pudge a lot. Yeah, he walks up, but I'm not too worried. And Pudge tries to hook me, but I don't go that far back. And so this is just a matter of, last hitting, making sure you get that stuff. I don't know what Zephyr's doing here by pulling the creeps way back there. I guess he's trying to preserve them or get them to pull, but creep aggro on the opposite team always goes against you, so that's like an AI program thing. In this area, it's very difficult to get the enemy creeps like these to aggro these camps. You can get it to aggro these camps. That's just stuff that, technical stuff that most people don't know. And so I'm Weaver. They want to dive, like I said. They can't catch me, so they're going to go on him. He defensively poison touches, which is very smart. And then he can run away because the axe has already used call on me or hunger, so it's on cooldown. So being aware of the enemy skills. I don't know why I didn't right click that. I think I tried to.
Dyer's middle
There we go.
tower
I
is
get that
under
one
attack.
correct. Here's my courier, which Pudge could have killed maybe, but he hooks instead. So being aware of enemy cooldowns when they use their abilities and what you might be capable of is good. See, they're still diving. Why are they in this deep? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. But commit to just last hitting. I miss. So they're stuck. They can walk all the way around, but I don't know what they're doing now.
Denied.
Just giving me time to catch back up now. Now, remember earlier I was like level 3 and Axe was like level 5. So now there's only a 1 level difference. That kind of stuff matters, winning and losing the lane. Now, of course, he's well into level 6 and I just hit 5, but like now it's just a 1 level difference instead of 2. Zephyr, what are you doing? Why are you getting hooked, man? Let's see. So our ward has expired, so you have to go back to playing up here when you're playing against Pudge, but he's still playing like he has vision of Pudge. You also stop. You can't. You're not supposed to be stopping unless you're doing it on purpose, like when I was up here and I was trying to juke him. And now I actually have the skills. That level difference earlier when I have I actually have 2 more levels of Shikuchi and Germinate, so I was able to finish that off.
Dyer's middle tower has been denied.
If I wasn't so far behind, I might have finished Axe there. And so once he finished dewarding the sentry here, he needs to get out of there immediately. I don't know why he's going toward their tower. Oh, he wants to play a ward. I would recommend going back around this way to do that instead of running right after him after Pudge revives. So that's another map awareness issue. So look at the Pudge timer, right? How much time elapses? You've got enough time to do one thing. You can deward that because he's TPing. He's TPing. He's already here. Alright, so that's a map awareness issue of watching the death timers and where they're going to come back to lane or not, okay? So you don't know if he's going to come back to lane. He might. Pudges like to go into other lanes when they die and that sort of thing. You don't know. That's why I recommend going this way. Because if you go this way, you have a path of neutral creeps to where he can't hook you, and you can, retreat, down this way and come back around. Also, speaking of awareness, look at all these bounties that are just sitting here. Now, I mean, it's nice they're sitting there, but the enemy mid, like I do when I play mid, likes to steal these sometimes. And if this Pudge were really good, he would have already stolen them. Like he would have thrown a hook, missed, 3 minute mark, 6 minute mark, 9 minute mark, would have gone over here and taken these because they're so close. Yeah, that's just a free. That's just free for them. So he's maxed hook probably because that, or he's getting there because those hooks are coming out faster now. Where'd you go? Okay, you're doing the walk of shame because that's the other reason you TP in and now you have to walk. Personally, if I feel like my carry is no threat to die, which Weaver is a pretty defensive-oriented hero, has survivability skills, I would do the walk to the tower and save yourself a TP. TPs are 100 gold each, which is a lot of gold for support. So because of that ward, you can now see. So now you're walking in a predictable pattern, alright? So you gotta make it use of these trees. Let me show you the radiant side. This is what they can see. That's a visual glitch from that's a replay glitch, so you'll have to ignore it. They can't see all this blue. They don't have any wards, alright? It's dark. So he sees you. He's like, ooh, juicy morsel. And then you go into a predictable pattern, okay? So you have to be aware that when you can see him. We can see him. He's right here. We have vision. Okay? Actually, let me do this. Hold on. I'm sorry. I want to make sure we can. So this is Dire, right? He peeks. Did you see that? Pay attention to the mini-map, okay? So he's off screen.
We'll take that.
He peeks. So we see him. This is what I mean. So like when I play, I usually have my alt key, my alt tab held down, and that's what shows me the hero icons. That's how I usually play. Most of the time, like I'll say 90% of the time, my alt key is on at all times when I'm playing this game. The only time it's not on is when I'm like hitting Q to like hitting a button to cast, so QWER, which apparently brings up this menu in replay. When I'm using A to alt to target attack, but that's pretty much it. But usually I have this on, so like I said, the map awareness, we see him. He peeks, right? So you know where he is. So you do we're backing up. Good. All right, that's good. I still don't know why you're here. What are you looking for? I don't know. You need to be in this area, okay? On the back end, your support, you're supposed to be behind, okay? You're supposed to be behind me in case that happens to me, and you can use Shallow Grave or Wave to heal me, okay? But you're going forward like you're position 3 who's looking to kill someone. That's their job, okay? So positioning will cut down on a lot of those deaths, okay? So look at the scoreboard, alright? You have more deaths than we have kills. That's the kind of stuff that loses games because that's a lot of gold. I'm not going to sit here and do the math of all the gold that you've given them in deaths. But Axe is winning the lane. Alright? And that's against an Alchemist bottom. So that's without looking at what the Alchemist has an innate skill that allows him to get more gold per last hit, right? So the fact that Axe is ahead of the Alchemist, who's the offlaner, with Goblin's Greed or whatever it's called, Grievel's Greed, is indicative of how many times you've died in this lane. Now, yes, being in a Pudge lane is tough because they can hook you out of position, those sorts of things. But all the things that I've talked about here, should help you better position yourself to where you're not getting hooked and you're not dying. Like all that running forward up here, that's got to stop. You got to play back here, all right? Especially being lower level, being a squishy hero, all that kind of stuff. Like you are not a in-your-face kind of hero. If you want to be an in-your-face support, play Undying. Okay, Undying is the hero you want to be playing if you like running at people. Okay, he has Decay. All right, so Decay increases his strength, which gives him more hit points. It also does damage per creep, and you get like 4 stacks per hero that you get in the Decay. Nobody wants to fight this guy. People do not want to run at him. You also have Tombstone. You do a Decay. Oh, they want to fight? Drop Tombstone. And now they're slowed and they're taking damage. You know, all that kind of stuff. Your right clicks are huge, okay? You know, 53 to 61 base damage is ridiculous, okay? This is the hero you want to be playing if you want to run at folks as a support. And he's a lane winner. If I have Undying in my lane, I already know mentally, psychologically, I've won the lane because he's that good of a lane dominator who likes to run at people and make space for their carry, okay? If you want to play Dazzle, you got to be back here, okay? You got to be back here on the tower, back here behind me, those sorts of things. All right? So now that we're done with that, so we are going to get a gank from our Luna. So once again, he hooks me. I don't feel threatened, even though, because here's the other thing about cooldowns, right? He just killed you, right? You just died. Alright, 30-second cooldown, right? So here's the thing about timings. So we're gonna watch this a bit.
Regeneration.
So he hooks me. He can't dismember me because it's on the cooldown, right? Cool. Now I'm weak, yeah, but here's their turn to pay attention to the death timer, right? So look how far ahead they are, and then we get a gank, and he just melts. And they brought didn't know they brought. I guess Coddle was mid, which makes sense because he's annoying. So they're gonna scrap. So there's the poison touch. Which in that case, so here's where you're a support and you have my permission to run at people, okay? So let's watch this, okay? So you poison touch them, okay? So now he's running away because he's like, ew, poison touch. You're still looking for him because you can't see him. So we gotta let's put the correct vision on here. Yeah. There you go. Groceries. Yep. No, I haven't told him yet. Alright, so we're going to look at this fight. So here's your tunnel vision. You want the axe, but the Coddle is right in front of you. Okay? That's got to stop, man. This is what's keeping you in Herald. You want to kill the axe. I guess the question is, why do you want to kill the axe? The Coddle is actually higher level. He's actually worth more gold, even though he's right there in your face, but you want to chase after the axe, okay? You gotta stop that, man. You gotta stop that. There's no other way to put it. So, you poison touch correctly. They're both triggered. You save the Luna, okay? At this point, you can either stand your ground and hit the Coddle because he's right there, or you back up, which is what I would do. If I'm Dazzle in this situation, which I do play a lot of Dazzle, I've got hundreds of games on him. I've got like a 70-something win rate on him or something like that. On Dazzle, what do I have? Let's look at that. Now, can you load a battle report and a replay at the same time? Did I just mess it up? Did I just overload my game? Did I just crash it? Okay, we'll do that later. Okay. He doesn't want to load. I would just back up. Okay. Oh, there it is. I heard it. Oh well. So, I would have backed up here. Okay. So when they turn and they run at us, just like I said, that is when you want to retreat. So you do it correctly that time. Okay. But this chasing thing, that's what gets you hooked and dead. Pudge is dead, so you can get away with it now. Luna actually stuns him, so you can't give chase. Now is the time where you'll turn and hit him. Okay. Even if poison touches on him, your guy's in danger here. Your poison touch is coming off cooldown. Okay. So you got to be aware of your skills as well. Okay. So your poison touch, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you want to be moving in this direction. The nuke has already passed. Okay. The coddle nuke has already passed. So there's the coddle nuke right there. Okay. It's already passed by. Okay. So there it is. All right. So in this sequence, he's not going to be able to nuke again unless he uses chakra, but he hasn't. Okay. So in this situation, you need to be aware of what your cooldown looks like. Whoops. I'm breaking the game, guys. I'm breaking the game. Okay. Bear with me as I try to figure this out. Okay. As I try to explain this to Zeph. Okay. So you wanna go toward the tower for many reasons. One, it allows you to circle back around. I'm here because I'm last hitting. Two, the tower provides armor and regen under it, and you're very low. So in this situation, you're over here, which if the Jakiro was good, level 6 instead of being here with Slark, a level 7 Slark who doesn't need to be babysat because he's level 7 and he's Slark and has all these escape mechanisms. The Jakiro for position 5 should not be here. Full health tower, so the Jakiro did nothing in terms of pushing up the lane and using liquid fire to kill the tower, which I've talked to all our Jakiro players on the Discord about. This Jakiro should be in this twin gate right now with all these heroes here. At the very least, should have already TP'd to this tower to join the fight. There's no reason for this Jakiro to be here, but because he's bad, he is. But if you're playing against a good Jakiro, he's showing up here, killing us all, or taking the tower or something, okay? So that's the other reason why you want to go toward the tower. If he comes backwards here, this way, shake the person's hand. They're a good player. They know what they're doing, and you just eat that death. But you do want to go toward the tower for the healing, but also because your poison touch is about to cool down, and so you can hit him again. And that would have changed this sequence. Because if you don't know, and I hope you do as a Dazzle player, Shallow Grave Axe goes through it. So Axe does something like 100 million or 1 billion or 1 zillion damage, which goes through all the armor that Shallow Grave survives. It's another Dota technical thing. You're just going to have to take my word for that. But yeah, Shallow Grave, you want to poison touch. Get into the habit of poison touching an Axe when you play as Dazzle. Because when you get his shard, Dazzle shard, and which is one of the most powerful abilities in the game, most powerful shards in the game, you get a hex. So what you want to do is you would time your Shallow Grave. So you would Shallow Grave, right? So here's Dazzle. Axe. You can see through all the messed up. Let me see if I can get it better. Okay, that's a little better. So you want to time it as a Dazzle player to where you use your Shadow Grave, and plus you're not ulting, you're not using bad juju. So you're low in health. Okay, so what? You're a support. You still need to use bad juju to lower your cooldowns. In fact, if I rewound it more, where are you in your experience? I know I'm stuck on this. I've been on this for like 5-6 minutes already. Okay, so you have bad juju. Okay, so you use it there. Good. When you get in this area back here, short cooldown. Now I'm not saying use bad juju when you're down here, but by here, yes. Okay. So when you get your shard and you hex him with your poison touch after coming over here, you want to time it to where you use that, right? You use Shallow Grave. Good. Okay. Right when they're about in that threshold of Axe culling your ally, you use your poison touch to hex him, and then you can follow up with a Shallow Wave to heal them, to bring them above the threshold for Axe to be able to get a cull. Okay, so above the 275 threshold. Right now Luna's at 223. You have only one level of wave, which is a mistake. You should have 2 levels of poison touch during lane phase. You do not max that because you're not a run at you hero, like I said. You want 2 is enough levels to kill people in a lane where you can actually kill people, like I mentioned, the squishy supports and all that kind of stuff. You want to have more points into Shadow Wave. I personally take Shadow Grave later, like level 7 or something like that, but that's just me. Some other people might say, hey, you're Dazzle, you should take it later, but because I'm playing against an Axe, I know that he's about to do this, so this point in Shadow Grave is kind of useless. But 2 more points in Shadow Wave would have put this Luna above the threshold for him to be able to call her, and he would have to commit longer for this. I stupidly end up in Coddle's Illuminate. That's how I die. Look at that. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. And then you proceed to die. So it is what it is. He's going to get another call here. That's actually pretty nice that you have that neutral item, though. You tried. I don't have one, but you know, it's all good. Yeah, you can't run from that. It's fine. It's fine. That is fine. This part right here is the part you need to work on, because that's the difference between saving a hero or a hero dying later on in the game. All right, so getting those sort of techniques down. All right. So now that we have all these people in our lane, that sort of marks the end of the jungle, the end of the lane phase. Okay, so I'm going to move on. So I'm going to move on to a part of the game that I'll be able to recognize. So we're not quite there yet. Okay, so my team is Roshi. All right, so this is perfect. All right, so Zephyr. So this is for cores. All right. Map awareness, map control. Okay, so this is the part for core players who aspire to be like carry players and all that kind of stuff. Map control is super important. Map control provides vision. It provides distractions. All that kind of stuff. All right. So this Roche is free because this lane is pushed. They could smoke, but it's a lot difficult to pull a smoking maneuver when this lane is pushed right up to the Roche. Okay, they will have to come from down here. Okay, which is possible.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
The Jakiro is solo pushing this lane because he's like, all right, well, we don't have map control. Maybe they're Roshing. This is the play to make. So I see him, and I'm like, that can't happen. Now some would disagree. Hey, you shouldn't leave your team to Roche because you're a core, you're chasing the support, and if all their cores show up, we're down 1 core, and your TP's on cooldown, all that kind of stuff. But it's just sort of a feeling thing that you got to get accustomed to. So I'm pretty confident that they're not going to contest this because we have 2 racks got down, lanes are pushing, and our Jakiro is here. If anything, I'm gambling that their cores are over here. Okay, their cores are backing up the Jakiro because you usually want to show support as bait. So I take the bait, and I end up killing this Jakiro because he's a Jakiro.
Dominating.
The Slark shows mid, so now I know with 100% certainty that they're not contesting Roche. Because I've shown on the map now, so the Slark has probably seen me. I'm over here. I'm not a threat to him, which I'm really not a threat to the Slark for real in a one-on-one fight. I actually did try to fight him one-on-one, and it didn't go so well because he had like 70 stacks of asset shift, and I wasn't paying attention. So now I should be able to join my team through the Twin Gate, which is what I think my teammates want or expect.
I'll take that.
Taking resources on the map, so that's what I'm talking about with mental timers. That Jakiro should have already taken that Lotus. So I'm pushing the lane. Okay, so my team is going to push top, and I'm helping them. The Slark is pushing mid, and so I'm like, nope, we can't have that. I want to protect my tower. So the thing about towers is, they don't regenerate. This isn't League of Legends. The tower goes down, it's gone forever. So to me, It's more important to protect this because, look, here's a Slark still here. He didn't TP. He didn't go back to base to defend. He's over here trying to take buildings, to take objectives. So I don't want him to. So that's why I TP here. Okay. Now, because I TP'd, the Slark is going to TP away, and I can't stop him. I can't join him with this TP. All right. So that's a sacrifice I make by appearing here. So this is the part where people might disagree, but for me, it's important to get these lanes pushed. Our team does lose this fight. By the time I get there, it's pretty much over. So here's me. So she's burned the Aegis because they're Roshing. And they're burning all their buybacks now. The Pudge just throwing blind hooks.
Double kill. Radiant's top unstoppable. Triple kill.
So yeah, the Slark makes a lot of good kills. I just finished the range racks. And so my teammates are like, oh, get out of there, and all this other kind of stuff, and why weren't you with us, and all this other kind of stuff. So this is a mistake by their supports, by not having sentries and putting them down. That's the Jakiro and the Pudge. I don't know if you can see if they have sentries available. I mean, I don't know if that's ours or theirs. Yeah, that's ours, which is also bad. Generally speaking, I like to keep one observer ward in the stock if I'm a support for the other support, and then I'll have a couple sentries on me, so you don't have those. But yeah, their support should have this warded, so that I don't get away with that. But so my teammates flamed me because they were like, you weren't with us, we could have won that fight and that sort of thing. And I simply said, you could have waited for me to get back. Like, they didn't have to commit to that fight without me. They could have just like kind of camped here, camped the triangle, and wait for me to get back as I'm pushing the lanes back up. But that's a thing issue with like communication between teams and randoms. Like, if we were on comms in the guild, I would have just said, hey, wait on me guys, I'm pushing this lane back, and then we'll go in as 5. But so they get greedy or desperate or equally bad, like I said earlier, and they end up doing this. So here's something I want to say that I do. So normally I want to avoid Axe because I'm Weaver and I'm squishy and I don't want him jumping on me, but I know jumping is what he wants to do. I know he wants to use that Blink Dagger to jump in and turn the fight with his Blade Mail, BKB, all that nonsense. So what I do is, instead of the tunnel vision that I was telling Zephyr about, that he needs to like think more broadly, like positioning and all that kind of stuff, I zoom past this fight in my face and I look for the Axe because I want to disable his Blink Dagger. So I disable his Blink Dagger by passing through him and see what happens. He BKBs because he's like, I want to get in there, right? But I passed through him twice. He actually messes it up. I'm still trying to hit this dude. I don't know what disables this. Oh, he walks into the alchemist poison. He walks into the acid spray. He walks into the acid spray. Oh no. What hits him? No, the sunburn? Oh, Phoenix Egg. Yo. I actually don't know what the range of that is. Okay, 1200 radius, so we're talking about way out here, right? Yeah, 1200 radius, yeah. Oh no. And remember, it's debuff immunity on BKB. It's not spell immunity because Phoenix Egg does magic damage. And so he was taking 50% damage through his BKB when he activated it. Oh no. There it is. The tick. He wanted to time it to where the Phoenix egg, when it exploded, he jumps in and calls. I guess, but nope, doesn't happen. He's just stunned, looking like a dumb. But yeah, me walking in there and distracting him just long enough to where we can get off that Phoenix egg and all that good stuff. And Luna runs through him.
Triple kill.
That's the game-winning stuff right there. Just disabling his blink dagger so his timing is off. So that Phoenix can get off their egg is the kind of stuff that plays that wins games. I didn't get the kills, but that's the stuff that makes a difference. And so we clean this up very easily because everybody's dead. They use all their buybacks. Yeah, that's it. So that's all I wanted to do with the replay review. So I hope Zephyr can apply some of those things to the lane phase, especially with his positioning with Dazzle, and be able to save some heroes later in the game, that sort of thing. Is it going to happen now? What was it? Oh, view all. I did it wrong. Yeah, so here's my Dazzle one. Yeah, 70. Yeah, so I do have a 70% win rate. I don't know if I said 75, 76, but yeah. So that's in ranked where I am right now. You know, Legend, Ancient 1 right now. So yeah, I play this hero a lot, and I would do the same things. All right, that's it.